Well, he was a man and he slept with a lot, and that's, probably true.
They're just kids, darling.
Someone named Chewy Thompson from Linda and Elvis, but he does not want to be known to the public as Elvis's grandson. He just wants to be left alone. In the easiest terms to put it, he said he don't want to live in the shadow of the greatest entertainer of all time. He just wants to somehow be a good influence for the world.
As long as
During a tour of Elvis Presley's iconic residence at Graceland, a disguised employee approached Chewy Thompson, a well-known Instagram influencer, and discreetly escorted him upstairs.
You're watching this right now and you're in a dark place, and you don't think there's any light for you. You're completely wrong.
Thompson, known for his fitness and walking content, was accompanied by several guards as they ascended the stairs quickly, ensuring that no one else noticed their departure from the main tour group. Though Chewy Thompson has always remained shy about going to Graceland, recently he has been more open about it. On one of his TikTok videos, he would show himself walking up to the doors. Many paparazzi behind the gates of Graceland caught videos of him locking the doors on his way out in the evening. He began his Instagram in late 2023, where he would quickly rise to 1 million followers for his unique personality and lifestyle videos, walking 1 inch for every 1 follower. The purpose of Thompson's weekly visits to Elvis Presley's Graceland remains undisclosed, but it's noteworthy that only 2 individuals outside of Elvis's immediate family that we know of have been granted access to the private upstairs quarters: actor Austin Butler and actor Nicolas Cage. The employee informed Thompson it's time, sparking widespread speculation about Thompson's possible connection to Elvis Presley. This cryptic statement has led some to wonder if Thompson could be Presley's grandson or have another familial tie to the legendary singer. The upstairs area of Graceland has been famously off-limits to the public and has remained untouched since Presley's death in 1977. It is a space shrouded in mystery and reverence, preserved as a private sanctuary. For fans and historians alike, the prospect of someone like Thompson being granted access fuels endless theories about his relationship to the Presley legacy. Adding to the intrigue, the upstairs has been left exactly as it was during Elvis's last moments, a poignant and intimate glimpse into his final days. The bathrooms, bedrooms, and personal effects are all preserved as they were, creating an almost sacred atmosphere that few have experienced. This preservation of history and personal space has only deepened the mythos surrounding Elvis Presley, making any breach of this sanctity a significant event. Thompson's visit, shrouded in secrecy and marked by the enigmatic words of the Graceland employee, has led to a flurry of rumors and questions. Is there an untold story linking Thompson to Elvis? Could this visit reveal new insights into the Presley family's history? We will be revealing the truth in today's video, so let's get into some of the strange reasons on why he was upstairs. Chewy Thompson is Elvis Presley's secret grandson. The most intriguing aspect of Chewy Thompson's life is the confirmed fact that he is Elvis Presley's secret grandson. This revelation might sound surprising, especially considering that Elvis Presley's known grandson, Benjamin Keough, tragically passed away in 2020. However, there is substantial evidence to support this claim. Elvis was known as quite a ladies' man, so it's not entirely unexpected that he might have had secret children and, consequently, secret grandchildren. Many believe that Chewy Thompson could be the son of Linda Thompson, a former girlfriend of Elvis Presley, which might explain the shared last name. Chewy Thompson bears a striking resemblance to Elvis Presley, particularly noting his naturally blonde brownish hair, a trait that Elvis had in his early career. Although Chewy has never fully embraced his resemblance to Elvis, he has recently started dyeing his hair black, further accentuating the similarity to the iconic look of the king of rock and roll. Chewy's physical resemblance to Elvis is not the only factor drawing attention. He has also garnered significant interest due to his impressive weight loss journey. Through his Walking 1 inch for every 1 follower series, Chewy has managed to lose over 60 pounds. This commitment to fitness and his public documentation of the process have inspired many of his followers. If Chewy loses another 30 pounds, the resemblance to Elvis Presley will likely be even more striking, potentially drawing even more attention to his already intriguing story. The idea that Chewy Thompson is Elvis Presley's grandson is not based merely on superficial similarities. There are concrete pieces of evidence supporting this claim. One particularly compelling piece of evidence is that Chewy has been allowed to visit the upstairs area of Graceland, which is typically off-limits to the public. This unusual access strongly suggests a deeper connection between Chewy and the Presley family, as such privileges are generally reserved for family members and close associates. Elvis Presley's legacy is one of immense cultural significance, and the notion of undiscovered descendants adds a layer of mystery and allure to his already legendary status. Chewy Thompson's journey, both in terms of his fitness and his confirmed heritage, captivates the imagination of many who follow his story. Chewy's dedication to personal improvement and his charismatic presence on social media continue to inspire and entertain his audience. In addition to his fitness journey and family heritage, Chewy Thompson has made a name for himself as a social media influencer. His engaging content, which includes workout routines, nutrition tips, and motivational posts, has attracted a large following. His ability to connect with his audience and share his personal journey in an authentic and relatable way has made him a beloved figure on platforms like Instagram. Chewy's connection to Elvis Presley adds a fascinating dimension to his story. Elvis, known for his groundbreaking music career and cultural impact, remains an enduring icon. The idea that his legacy continues through descendants like Chewy provides a sense of continuity and connection to the past. Fans of Elvis and Chewy alike are drawn to the narrative of a modern influencer carrying the torch of a music legend. Chewy Thompson's story is a testament to the enduring legacy of Elvis Presley and the continuing fascination with his life and family. The confirmed connection between Chewy and Elvis invites fans to re-examine the life of the King of Rock and Roll and consider the lasting impact of his personal relationships. This revelation not only adds depth to Chewy's public persona, but also reinforces the timeless appeal of Elvis Presley's story. Chewy's journey is one of personal growth, resilience, and discovery. His weight loss transformation and commitment to a healthy lifestyle resonate with many who struggle with similar challenges. By sharing his progress and setbacks openly, Chewy offers encouragement and motivation to his followers. His story demonstrates the power of determination and the importance of setting and achieving personal goals. In conclusion, the claim that Chewy Thompson is Elvis Presley's secret grandson is no longer speculative but confirmed. Chewy's physical transformation, his access to restricted areas of Graceland, and his resemblance to Elvis add to the intrigue, making him a fascinating figure in the world of social media influencers. His journey reflects the ongoing influence of Elvis Presley and the ways in which his legacy continues to shape and inspire new generations. Chewy Thompson is visiting a living Elvis Presley. This is one of the craziest theories that some fans believe. After rumors surfaced that Elvis Presley faked his own death to hide from the mafia, many now think he still hides upstairs at Graceland. These fans believe that the real reason Chewy Thompson has been making weekly visits to the upstairs area of Graceland is to visit his living grandfather, Elvis Presley. Although this may sound outlandish, there have been numerous strange sightings and incidents that fuel this belief, making fans speculate that Elvis is alive. The theory that Elvis faked his death has been around for decades. It is rooted in the idea that Elvis needed to escape the pressures of fame and threats from the mafia. According to this theory, Elvis staged his own death in 1977 and has been living in secret ever since. The upper floor of Graceland, which has always been off-limits to the public, is believed by some to be his sanctuary. The fact that Chewy Thompson has special access to this area adds fuel to the fire, making the theory even more compelling to some fans. Numerous sightings of Elvis have been reported over the years, with people claiming to have seen him in various locations around the world. These sightings often describe an older man who bears a striking resemblance to Elvis. Some fans believe that Elvis has been in hiding, only appearing occasionally under the guise of an ordinary person. The mysterious nature of these sightings and the fact that they persist decades after his supposed death keep the speculation alive. Chewy Thompson's visits to Graceland are particularly interesting to those who follow this theory. If Elvis were alive and hiding, it would make sense for him to stay in a familiar and secure location like Graceland. Chewy's access to the restricted upstairs area could be seen as a clue that there is something more going on. To these fans, Chewy's frequent visits are not just about paying homage to a legendary grandfather, but maintaining a secret relationship with a living Elvis Presley. Although Chewy still will not open up about this and has not said a single word, while mainstream media and most of the public dismiss these theories as mere speculation, they continue to capture the imaginations of die-hard Elvis fans. The possibility that Elvis might still be alive is a tantalizing idea, offering a blend of mystery, nostalgia, and hope. The fact that new generations, such as Chewy Thompson's followers, are drawn into these stories shows the enduring legacy of Elvis Presley. His influence transcends music and popular culture, becoming a symbol of eternal youth and rebellion. There are several pieces of anecdotal evidence that supporters of this theory point to. For instance, the official cause of Elvis's death has been questioned over the years, with various conspiracy theories suggesting that it was fabricated. Some people believe that the autopsy results were manipulated to support the fake death scenario. Additionally, the unusual level of secrecy surrounding the upstairs area of Graceland, where personal belongings and possibly other clues are kept, adds to the mystery. Chewy Thompson's connection to Elvis and his access to the restricted areas of Graceland provide a unique twist to this long-standing theory. The idea that Chewy is not just Elvis's grandson, but is also part of a larger plan to keep Elvis's true fate a secret, is both fascinating and provocative. This story combines elements of a classic conspiracy theory with modern-day celebrity culture, creating a narrative that is hard to resist. Chewy Thompson is involved with Johnny Cash. Chewy Thompson recently posted an Instagram photo of himself with John Carter Cash, the son of the legendary Johnny Cash. This photo immediately grabbed attention, as it's not every day you see two individuals connected to such iconic music legacies together. Chewy's admiration for Johnny Cash is well known. He frequently uses Johnny Cash's music in his videos and has openly expressed his fandom. However, this meeting raises an intriguing question. Why would Chewy be hanging out with John Carter Cash? The connection between Chewy and the Cash family adds another layer to the speculation about Chewy Thompson's ties to the Presley family and the broader music industry. Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley were known to have toured together in the 1950s, which makes the connection between their descendants even more compelling. This historical link between the two music legends fuels the ongoing theories about Chewy's heritage and his place within this illustrious music lineage. Furthermore, Chewy Thompson has been spotted visiting Hendersonville, Tennessee, the home of Johnny Cash. This visit, coupled with his frequent visits to Graceland, Elvis Presley's home, creates an intriguing pattern. The combination of these visits to the homes of such iconic musicians is certainly unusual and suggests that Chewy might be on a personal pilgrimage of sorts, perhaps exploring and embracing his roots in the music world. The idea that Chewy might next visit the home of another music legend, like Michael Jackson, only adds to the intrigue. Each of these figures, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, and Michael Jackson, left an indelible mark on the music industry. If Chewy continues this trend, it could be seen as a symbolic journey through the history of modern music, paying homage to the greats who came before him. Chewy Thompson's actions have led many to speculate about his true connections within the music industry. His relationship with John Carter Cash might be more than just a casual friendship. It could indicate deeper ties and a shared heritage of musical greatness. The fact that Chewy is frequently seen at significant locations associated with these legends suggests that he is not just a fan, but possibly someone with a personal connection to this storied past. Adding to the mystery, Chewy's social media activity often includes cryptic references and hints that fuel further speculation. His followers eagerly dissect each post for clues about his next move or revelation. This engagement keeps his audience captivated and continually guessing about the true nature of his connections and the next chapter in his unfolding story. In addition to his historical visits and connections, Chewy Thompson continues to build his own legacy through his work as a social media influencer. His use of classic music in his videos bridges the gap between past and present, introducing a new generation to the sounds that shaped modern music. Chewy's ability to blend these timeless tunes with contemporary content highlights his appreciation for musical history and his desire to keep it alive. The potential that Chewy Thompson could be exploring more than just fandom with these visits, perhaps uncovering family secrets or connections, is an exciting prospect for his followers. It keeps them engaged and invested in his journey, eager to see what he will reveal next. His frequent visits to historically significant homes, coupled with his interactions with prominent figures in the music world, suggest a deeper narrative that he may gradually unveil. In conclusion, Chewy Thompson's recent Instagram post with John Carter Cash and his visits to significant music heritage sites underscore his deep connection to the legacy of legendary musicians like Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash. These actions fuel speculation about his ties to the Presley family and the broader music industry. Whether these visits are part of a personal exploration of his heritage or a symbolic journey through music history, Chewy Thompson continues to captivate his audience with his intriguing connections and mysterious hints. As he navigates this path, his story not only honors the past, but also contributes to the ongoing narrative of musical influence and legacy. Whether or not he visits other iconic locations, such as Michael Jackson's home, remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Chewy Thompson's journey is one to watch, filled with historical significance, personal discovery, and a deep respect for the legends of music. Chewy Thompson, along with 2 other celebrities, have been seen in the upstairs of Graceland, including Austin Butler and Nicolas Cage. But that brings us to, why can't you go upstairs in Graceland? Graceland, the legendary home of Elvis Presley, draws countless fans and tourists every year, all eager to catch a glimpse of the king's life. Visitors can tour the lavishly decorated rooms, marvel at the eclectic decor, and pay their respects at Presley's gravesite. However, one area remains strictly off-limits: the upstairs quarters. This restriction has fueled endless curiosity and speculation, leading many to wonder why this part of the mansion is so fiercely protected. The upstairs area of Graceland has been preserved exactly as it was on the day Elvis died in 1977. This includes his bedroom, the bathroom where he tragically passed away, and the personal items that paint a vivid picture of his private life. For fans and historians, the allure of these rooms lies in their potential to reveal a more intimate side of Presley, beyond the public persona he meticulously crafted. Yet, the decision to keep these rooms inaccessible is rooted in deep respect and a desire to maintain a sanctuary for the Presley family. The primary reason for the restriction is to honor Elvis's legacy and the privacy he valued. Despite his global fame, Elvis was known to be a private individual who cherished his moments away from the public eye. The upstairs of Graceland was his personal retreat, a place where he could escape the pressures of stardom and enjoy the company of close friends and family. By keeping this area off-limits, the estate preserves the sanctity of his private life, ensuring that some aspects of the king remain a mystery. Moreover, the upstairs rooms hold a profound emotional significance for the Presley family. These spaces are deeply intertwined with personal memories and moments that are sacred to those who knew Elvis best. Priscilla Presley, Lisa Marie Presley, and other family members have expressed their desire to keep these memories undisturbed, allowing them a private connection to their beloved father and husband. This decision is a testament to their enduring love and respect for Elvis, safeguarding a part of him that remains untouched by the public gaze. There is also a practical aspect to the decision. The upstairs area has not been renovated or modified since Elvis's death, meaning it does not meet the safety standards required for public tours. Opening these rooms to visitors would necessitate significant changes, potentially altering their historical authenticity. The estate's commitment to preserving Graceland as it was during Elvis's lifetime means that such modifications are out of the question, maintaining the integrity of this iconic home. Furthermore, the mystique surrounding the upstairs area adds to the overall allure of Graceland. The fact that these rooms remain unseen by the public feeds into the legend of Elvis Presley, creating an air of mystery that fascinates fans worldwide. This carefully maintained secrecy ensures that there is always an element of Elvis that remains just out of reach, a tantalizing reminder of his enigmatic persona. For those fortunate enough to visit Graceland, the experience is a journey through Elvis's life. From his humble beginnings to his rise as a cultural icon, the restricted access to the upstairs area only enhances this journey, inviting visitors to imagine the unseen corners of the king's life while respecting the boundaries set by his family. It is a delicate balance of honoring the past and maintaining a respectful distance from the intimate details of a life lived in the spotlight. In conclusion, the decision to keep the upstairs of Graceland off-limits is multifaceted, blending respect for Elvis's privacy, the preservation of family memories, and practical considerations. It is a choice that speaks to the deep reverence held for the king of rock and roll, ensuring that some parts of his life remain a closely guarded secret. As visitors walk through the halls of Graceland, they are reminded that even legends have their private sanctuaries, and in preserving these spaces, we honor the legacy of a man who continues to captivate the world. Who is Chewy Thompson? Chewy Thompson, a rising social media influencer known for his fitness and lifestyle content, has recently become the subject of a fascinating and widely discussed theory. He is believed to be the secret grandson of Elvis Presley. This claim has captured the imagination of fans and followers, blending elements of historical intrigue, personal discovery, and the enduring legacy of one of music's greatest icons. Born on December 7, 2005, Chewy Thompson has made a name for himself on Instagram, where he shares workout routines, nutrition tips, and motivational posts under the username Chewy Thompson. His popularity surged with the innovative Walking 1 Inch for Every 1 Follower series, which documented his impressive weight loss journey of over 60 pounds. This commitment to fitness and transparency has garnered him a loyal following, but it's his rumored lineage that has added an unexpected layer of intrigue to his story. The theory that Chewy is Elvis Presley's grandson initially seemed like just another piece of celebrity gossip. However, it gained traction due to a series of compelling pieces of evidence and uncanny resemblances. Chewy's natural blonde-brownish hair, reminiscent of Elvis's early career look, and his recent decision to dye his hair black, which further accentuates his similarity to the king of rock and roll, have fueled this speculation. Fans and followers couldn't help but notice the striking physical resemblance between Chewy and a young Elvis. One of the most significant pieces of evidence supporting this theory is Chewy's reported access to the upstairs area of Graceland, Elvis's famous home in Memphis, Tennessee. This area is strictly off-limits to the public, and access is typically reserved for close family members and associates. Chewy's frequent visits to this private section of Graceland have led many to believe that he must have a special familial connection to Elvis. Further adding to the speculation is Chewy's relationship with John Carter Cash, the son of Johnny Cash. Chewy recently posted an Instagram photo of himself with John Carter Cash, sparking curiosity among his followers. Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley had a well-documented friendship and toured together in the 1950s. This historical connection between the Cash and Presley families lends credence to the idea that Chewy could indeed be connected to Elvis. Additionally, Chewy's admiration for Johnny Cash is evident through his frequent use of Cash's music in his videos and his open expression of fandom. The idea that Chewy's visits to the upstairs area of Graceland are not just about honoring a legendary grandfather, but actually visiting a living Elvis adds a dramatic and captivating twist to this narrative. The possibility that Elvis might still be alive, hiding in plain sight, and connected to a modern-day influencer is a tantalizing idea. It blends mystery, nostalgia, and hope, keeping the legend of Elvis Presley alive in contemporary culture. Chewy Thompson's story is a testament to the enduring legacy of Elvis Presley and the ongoing fascination with his life and family. Chewy's physical transformation, his access to restricted areas of Graceland, and his resemblance to Elvis add layers of intrigue, making him a fascinating figure in the world of social media influencers. His journey, filled with historical significance, personal discovery, and a deep respect for music legends, continues to captivate and inspire a growing audience. Whether or not Chewy's rumored connection to Elvis is ultimately proven, the narrative highlights the lasting impact of Elvis Presley and the way his legacy continues to influence new generations. Chewy Thompson's story is a compelling blend of modern influencer culture and timeless musical heritage, making it a unique and enduring tale in the ever-evolving world of social media.
You know, he and I spent a lot of time together. I'm upstairs. The upper part of Graceland is basically his room and my room, so...
Even presidents aren't allowed upstairs at Graceland. In fact, in all the decades since Elvis's death, only 2 people were an exception to the rule. Elvis's famous abode, Graceland, is a must-visit destination for any tourist passing through Memphis. As many as 500,000 people stop by Graceland each year, making it one of the most visited homes in the United States, second only to the White House. The site offers visitors a chance to join a group tour or take a tour on their own, guided by an iPad. Either way, visitors can take in the property, see the mansion itself, and even check out Presley's prized fleet of cars. Graceland is more than just where Presley lived, though. It's also where he's buried. After trouble with vandals and a number of attempts to steal the king of rock and roll's body, the singer's father, Vernon, decided to move both Elvis and his mother Gladys from their original burial place to Graceland. Elvis's father and his grandmother, Minnie Mae Presley, are now also buried at Graceland, and there's even a monument to Presley's twin brother Jesse, who was stillborn. Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, is buried at Graceland alongside her son, Benjamin Keogh, who died by suicide in 2020. Though Graceland is now synonymous with Presley, he wasn't the property's original owner, and he didn't come up with the name either. The 14-acre estate was once part of a larger, 500-acre property owned by the S.E. Toth family. The mansion was built in 1939, and the property was named after a member of the founding family. The original owners of the house were Ruth Brown Moore and Dr. Thomas Moore. In their day, the Moore family was well known in Memphis, Tennessee, and while they're not Graceland's most famous residents, they were the first to make it a musician's home. Their daughter played harp in the Memphis Symphony Orchestra. Presley bought Graceland fairly early in his career, in 1957, for around $102,000, or just under $1 million today. Leading up to the purchase, Presley had enjoyed a successful year, making numerous television appearances and benefiting from strong record sales. He was also preparing for the leap to the big screen, and production on his second movie, Loving You, was well underway. During Presley's lifetime, he expanded the mansion from the original 10,000 square feet to around 17,000 square feet. While still the king's private residence, it hosted countless friends and family members who sometimes stayed outside the mansion in other accommodations on the property. Presley's private space was on the second floor. A few years after Presley's death, Graceland opened its doors to the public. Ever since the first tour groups went through Graceland in 1982, one section of the house has been left entirely behind lock and key, even for presidents and high-ranking foreign officials. The reason given is that Graceland's second floor is where Presley's master suite is located, and that even during his lifetime, it was a restricted area. This was one of the few places where the incredibly famous singer could get some privacy, and only those closest to him were permitted to enter. That's not the only factor, however. Famously, Presley died in the bathroom just off the master suite, and that's a major reason why no one is allowed up there with the exception of Presley's direct family. The interior of the space remains unchanged from the moment Presley took his last breath. The concern is that visitors would care more about the bathroom where Presley was found dead than they would about celebrating the singer's life. While just about everyone who has ever asked to go upstairs has been turned away, there have been a few who go up there for strange reasons. First up being an Instagram influencer by the name Chewy Thompson. During a tour at Elvis Presley's home, there was a disguised worker who came up to this man and took him upstairs. He was escorted up the stairs, and there were many guards around them as they unlocked the doors and hung a curtain. The reasoning for him going upstairs is unknown. It was said the worker told Chewy Thompson, "It's time." This really makes you wonder, is this Elvis Presley's grandson? Although it's been reported Elvis only had one grandson, it's no lie that he was a ladies' man, making it possible he had more children that were untalked about, leading to Chewy Thompson. Since this day, Thompson has made several visits going upstairs, even people on tour reporting they heard multiple voices upstairs while he was visiting, leading to more speculation that Elvis Presley is alive. Although Chewy Thompson has never claimed he's involved with the Presleys, it is a quite interesting theory that he's Elvis's grandson and is going to visit a 90-year-old Elvis Presley. The second person to go upstairs in Graceland was Nicolas Cage. One of Elvis Presley's die-hard fans is actor Nicolas Cage. He even called the legendary singer his hero in an interview, but has had special access to the star millions others will never have in their lifetime. The Hollywood star was married to Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie, and she allowed him to enter the room. Aside from Cage and the star's immediate family, he is one of the few people to cast his eyes at his Graceland bedroom after he passed away. It's an incredible brag because so few people have actually seen inside in real life. Graceland denies tours, filming, photos, or even general visitors into his bedroom, so the mystery behind it is quite remarkable. Former President Bill Clinton even sent a private request to see inside, and he was turned down, so Nicolas Cage trumped him on that. Another interesting aspect of Graceland is its ongoing cultural significance. Beyond being a museum dedicated to Elvis Presley, Graceland serves as a testament to the enduring popularity and impact of his music. It has become a pilgrimage site for fans from around the world, a place where they can connect with the spirit of Elvis and immerse themselves in his legacy. Graceland also reflects the evolution of celebrity culture. Elvis Presley was one of the first modern celebrities, achieving unprecedented fame and adulation during his lifetime. His home, with its lavish decor and personal effects, offers a glimpse into the private life of a superstar, blurring the lines between public persona and private self. Moreover, Graceland stands as a symbol of preservation and nostalgia. In an ever-changing world, Graceland remains a preserved time capsule of the 1970s, frozen in time to honor the memory of its famous resident. The meticulous preservation of Graceland's interior including the second floor, ensures that future generations can experience the essence of Elvis Presley's life and times. In conclusion, Graceland is more than just a house. It is a living monument to the enduring legacy of Elvis Presley. Its status as a museum, tourist attraction, and cultural icon ensures that the spirit of Elvis will continue to captivate audiences for years to come. Another fascinating aspect of Elvis Presley's upstairs quarters at Graceland is the unique feature of a button that allowed him to call for his favorite snacks or beverages. This button, located next to his bed, connected to the kitchen downstairs, enabling Elvis to request his preferred treats at any time. This quirky detail highlights Elvis's indulgent lifestyle and his penchant for luxury. Despite his humble beginnings, Elvis lived like a king at Graceland, surrounded by opulence and comfort. The presence of such a button speaks to his desire for convenience and pleasure, allowing him to enjoy the finer things in life with ease. Moreover, the button serves as a reminder of Elvis's generosity and hospitality. He was known for his extravagant gestures and willingness to share his wealth with friends, family, and even strangers. The button likely symbolized his desire to ensure that everyone around him was well taken care of and had access to whatever they needed. Overall, the button in Elvis Presley's upstairs quarters is a testament to his larger-than-life personality and the legendary status he attained during his lifetime. It is a quirky yet poignant detail that adds to the mystique of Graceland and the enduring legacy of the King of Rock and Roll. Elvis Presley was known for his nocturnal lifestyle, often staying up all night in his bedroom at Graceland. His nighttime habits were partly due to his work schedule, which frequently involved late-night recording sessions and performances. However, Elvis also enjoyed the quiet of the night, finding it a time of inspiration and creativity. In his bedroom, Elvis had a television set up so he could watch movies or shows during the night. He also had a collection of books that he would read during these late hours. This nocturnal lifestyle became a part of his routine, and he would often sleep during the day to make up for the late nights. Elvis's nighttime activities were not just limited to entertainment. He would often use this time to connect with friends and family who would visit him at Graceland. These late-night gatherings were a way for Elvis to relax and unwind, away from the pressures of his public life. Elvis's nocturnal lifestyle also contributed to his legend. His late-night activities, combined with his charismatic personality, added to the mystique that surrounded him. Fans and friends alike were drawn to his magnetic presence during these nighttime hours, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Overall, Elvis Presley's nighttime habits in his bedroom at Graceland offer a glimpse into the private world of the King of Rock and Roll. They reveal a man who was not only a music icon, but also a complex individual who cherished his moments of solitude and reflection during the quiet hours of the night. Elvis Presley's sleeping habits, particularly his ability to sleep for long periods, were well known among those close to him. Despite his nocturnal lifestyle, Elvis was also known to sleep for extended periods, sometimes up to 14 hours a day, especially after late-night activities or during periods of relaxation. His ability to sleep deeply and for long durations was perhaps a way for him to recharge and recover from his demanding schedule. As a performer, Elvis often exerted a lot of energy during his concerts and recording sessions, so getting enough rest was crucial for his health and well-being. Elvis's bedroom at Graceland was designed for comfort and relaxation, with plush furnishings and a cozy atmosphere. He valued his sleep and made sure to create a peaceful environment that would help him unwind after a long day. Despite his fame and fortune, Elvis was known to be down-to-earth and relatable in many ways, including his need for rest and relaxation. His ability to sleep deeply and for long periods humanized him in the eyes of his fans, showing that even the king of rock and roll needed his beauty sleep. Overall, Elvis Presley's sleeping habits provide a glimpse into his private life and offer a different perspective on the man behind the music. His ability to balance his intense work schedule with periods of rest and relaxation speaks to his discipline and commitment to his craft. Elvis Presley's upstairs area at Graceland was not just a private retreat for himself, it was also a space where he would bring his girlfriends. Despite the secrecy surrounding his relationships, Elvis was known to be a romantic at heart and often enjoyed spending time with his partners in his personal quarters. Elvis's girlfriends were given access to his upstairs area, allowing them to share intimate moments away from the public eye. These visits were a testament to Elvis's desire for companionship and connection, even amidst his hectic lifestyle. The upstairs area provided a sense of seclusion and intimacy that was rare for Elvis, given his fame and the constant attention he received. It allowed him to relax and be himself with his partners, away from the pressures of his public persona. While Elvis's relationships were often kept private, his upstairs area at Graceland was a place where he could nurture these connections. It was a space where he could be vulnerable and express his emotions, showing a different side of himself to those he cared about. Overall, Elvis Presley's upstairs area at Graceland served as a retreat for both himself and his girlfriends, offering a glimpse into the personal life of the music legend behind closed doors. Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of Elvis Presley, also had a bedroom in the upstairs area of Graceland. Her bedroom, like the rest of the upstairs area, remains preserved as a tribute to her time at the mansion. Lisa Marie's bedroom reflects her unique upbringing as the daughter of a music icon. The room is decorated in a style befitting a young girl growing up in the 1970s and 80s, with vibrant colors and playful touches. It offers a glimpse into her life at Graceland, where she spent time with her father and other family members. Lisa Marie's bedroom also serves as a reminder of the close bond she shared with her father. Despite Elvis' fame and busy schedule, he made time for his daughter, creating lasting memories that are still cherished today. The bedroom is a testament to their relationship and the love they shared. Today, Lisa Marie's bedroom is part of the Graceland tour, allowing visitors to see where she lived during her time at the mansion. It serves as a touching tribute to her role in the Presley family and her connection to Graceland, which remains an important part of her life. Overall, Lisa Marie Presley's bedroom in the upstairs area of Graceland is a poignant reminder of her childhood and her relationship with her father. It offers a personal insight into the life of the Presley family and the memories they created at their beloved home. Elvis Presley's final 24 hours were marked by a mix of routine activities and moments of relaxation. On August 15, 1977, Elvis began his day much like any other, spending time with his girlfriend Ginger Alden at Graceland. They enjoyed breakfast together before Elvis headed to his racquetball court to play a few games, which was a regular part of his routine to stay fit. After his racquetball session, Elvis returned to Graceland, where he spent time with Ginger and his family. In the evening, he retired to his upstairs bedroom, where he continued to relax and unwind. It was in the early hours of August 16th that tragedy struck. Ginger Alden, who was with Elvis at the time, recounts the events leading up to his death. She discovered him unresponsive on the bathroom floor, where he had collapsed after suffering a heart attack. Despite efforts to revive him, Elvis was pronounced dead at the age of 42. Elvis's death shocked the world and marked the end of an era. His passing was mourned by millions of fans worldwide who had grown up with his music and idolized him as the king of rock and roll. The circumstances surrounding Elvis's death, including the fact that he was found on the toilet, added to the mystique and tragedy of his untimely passing. The exact cause of his death has been the subject of speculation and controversy over the years, with some attributing it to prescription drug abuse and others to underlying health issues. Regardless of the circumstances, Elvis Presley's death was a profound loss to the music world and to his legions of fans. His legacy lives on through his music and his impact on popular culture, ensuring that the king of rock and roll will never be forgotten. Elvis's funeral, held on August 18, 1977, was a solemn and emotional event. Thousands of fans lined the streets of Memphis to catch a glimpse of the procession as it made its way to Forest Hill Cemetery, where Elvis was laid to rest next to his mother, Gladys. Despite his passing, Elvis's influence continued to be felt in the music industry. His records continued to sell, and his impact on popular culture remained as strong as ever. In the years following his death, Elvis was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and received numerous other honors and accolades. Today, Elvis Presley is remembered not only as a musical icon, but also as a cultural phenomenon. His unique blend of rock, pop, and country music changed the course of popular music and continues to inspire artists to this day. Elvis may have left the building, but his legacy lives on. So that brings us to the conclusion. The upstairs area at Graceland, including Elvis Presley's bedroom and bathroom, is off-limits to the public out of respect for his privacy and as a way to preserve the sanctity of his memory. This area remains untouched since Elvis's death, including the bathroom where he was found unresponsive. The decision to keep this area private is also influenced by the concern that visitors might be more focused on the circumstances of Elvis's death rather than celebrating his life and legacy.
Elvis Presley died here about 3:30 this afternoon. He had been found in his bathroom, unconscious, not breathing.
Did Elvis Presley really die on the toilet? Elvis was said to be in a lot of physical pain in the final months of his life. The singer, who made teenage girls hysterical with his movie star looks, catchy songs, and gyrating pelvis in the 1950s, was in poor health in the 1970s. Elvis Presley divorced his wife, Priscilla Presley, in 1973.
But because of the circumstances involving my career, I was traveling too much, I was gone too much, and it was just an agreement that I didn't think it was fair to her because I was gone so much and everything. We just made an agreement to always be friends and be close and care because we have a daughter to raise.
To get through the day and keep up with his demanding schedule, he became dependent on prescription drugs. He turned to food for comfort and had gained a significant amount of weight as a result. His body was swollen, he had trouble sleeping, he was constipated, and everything hurt. Presley was aware that something was wrong with him. Sally A. Hodel, author, said on Fox News Digital, "It's hard for us to imagine that he was in physical pain, because he once appeared so perfect on the outside that he couldn't have been flawed on the inside. Those health issues become more difficult to live with the more he tours, and he toured a great deal in those last several years. That added a lot of strain to this health. In this video, we'll be learning more about Elvis Presley's final months and the physical pains that plagued him. Presley was discovered unconscious in his Graceland mansion on August 16, 1977. He was rushed to the hospital, where he died at the age of 42. In 2020, Hodel published Elvis, Destined to Die Young, a book that examined the late music icon's health history and what contributed to his premature death. Her new book, Destined to Fly, the story of pilot Ron Strauss, From Iowa to Elvis, was released on September 15, 2022, and tells the little-known story of Presley's pilot. To commemorate Presley's death, Hodel traveled to Memphis for several events, and then to the United Kingdom from September 10 to 17, 2022. Hodel said she spoke to numerous sources who knew and befriended Presley over the years for Elvis, Destined to Die Young, and she had the privilege to see documents that people had not seen and used those for research aspects of this book. Hodel described Presley confiding in backup singer Kathy Westmoreland and saying his eyes were a constant source of pain along with other ailments in the book. "Would you rub my legs? They're killing me," he'd ask. He'd also frequently say, "God, I hurt all over." George Nicopolis, or Dr. Nick, Presley's physician, stated that Presley suffered from chronic pain from degenerative problems in his back and neck as a result of severe arthritis. Elvis knew there was something terribly wrong with his body. Something more than the colon, the liver, the medication, said Larry Geller, Presley's hairstylist. Hodel claimed that Presley continued to take medication not only for relief, but also to function. Elvis was a strong individual, reflected stepbrother Billy Stanley. He believed he could conquer all his problems himself. He once told me, "You never hear Superman asking for help." Hodel said that the touring was difficult. "We see that when he tours, he takes more medication than when he's not touring. So we know that it's physically hard on his body, and that's why he's taking more medication when he's on the road. The touring doesn't help, and he does that in the last several years of his life." Hodel went on to say that everything involving Elvis had to be viewed historically. She also added that they didn't realize back in 1956 that these pills could become addictive, and by the 70s, he's an insomniac. By then, he really needs a lot of medication to achieve any form of sleep. And he's taking things like Valium to achieve sleep because he literally cannot sleep any other way. His doctor tried at one point to see if he could sleep without anything. I think he was awake for 3 days. They finally had to give him medication just so he could sleep. However, Hodel claimed that despite Presley's body deteriorating, his resolve to hit the road continued. "Elvis had an amazing work ethic," she said. "He performed 2 shows per day for 30 days in Vegas, totaling 60 performances, but his immune system wasn't working properly. He frequently experienced fevers and flu-like symptoms, which led some people to assume that he was just using them as an excuse to get medication. However, there is consistent evidence that he was having trouble fighting infection." Presley had a 4th tour scheduled for May 20th of the year he died. Those who knew Presley, according to Hodel, were concerned about how much physical anguish and stress he was enduring to keep up with a non-stop schedule. According to the book, Presley was semi-conscious during the 2nd show of his 4th tour when Colonel Tom Parker, his manager, allegedly exclaimed, "The only thing that's important is that he's on that stage tonight." Hodel stated that Presley was worried about his health deterioration. He was acutely aware of his illness in the last few years of his life, according to her. The author continues, "And he wasn't honest with everyone about that. He was also surrounded with a lot of yes people. And you have to remember, this was a time when people really didn't talk about their health like they do now. And he's the head of his whole organization. No one was going to question him. He also worked really hard to hide it. He was only honest with a few people about it. It's been reported that he had phone conversations with a number of people in which he admitted, 'I just don't feel good,' just before embarking on his final tour. He was urged to cancel the tour, but he would respond, 'I can't. Everyone's relying on me. I have to make payroll, you know?' He felt under pressure because he had to provide for his entire family and had pulled them out of poverty. As a result, when he became ill, he didn't stop as he should have, instead taking more medication to keep going. The 5th tour of the year, consisting of 10 cities and 10 shows in 10 days, began on June 17th and concluded on June 26th. Presley was quoted as saying at his last concert in Indiana, "My body really hurts, but I'm going out there tonight and giving everything I have, no matter what." Westmoreland was shocked to learn that, despite his condition, Presley was planning another tour. "I can't, baby. I can't stop right now. The Colonel owes a lot of money in gambling debts, and some of the guys will be in bad financial shape if I don't keep working. They have families to look after," he allegedly told her. The Colonel had already begun preparing for his upcoming tour on the day Presley passed away. It was never realized. Presley went to the bathroom at some point and had a cardiac event. When his body was discovered, efforts were made to resuscitate him, and his father, Vernon Presley, pleaded with his son not to go. He was pronounced dead at Baptist Memorial Hospital later that day. He was laid to rest on Graceland's grounds in Memphis, Tennessee. Nowadays, Hodel hopes that her book will inspire readers to look at the human side of Presley, a figure who was placed on a pedestal for his talent and then gawked at as he fell. Elvis's story has long been told as one of self-destruction, Hodel said. I see it as a story of survival. He had to survive extreme poverty, and then he had to survive extreme fame, and then it turned into a story about his health. He achieved the American dream, but he was also human. He had weaknesses. It's important to take a real honest approach to his humanity, and believe the explanation in this book is as close as we'll get to fully understanding what was going on in his life and what led to his death. But there is a lot more to the story than they say. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, experienced an overwhelming impact from fame and pressure that ultimately contributed to his decline in health and well-being. The immense pressure of living up to his iconic status, coupled with the relentless demands of his career, created a vicious cycle that took a significant toll on him both physically and emotionally. Elvis's rise to fame in the 1950s was meteoric. His groundbreaking performances, characterized by his gyrating pelvis and soulful voice, made him a cultural phenomenon. However, with this extraordinary fame came extraordinary pressure. Elvis became a symbol of rebellion and youth culture, and the public's expectations were immense. He was not just a musician, he was an icon, and maintaining that status required an immense amount of effort. The pressure to remain relevant and continuously deliver exceptional performances weighed heavily on Elvis. He felt a profound responsibility to meet the expectations of his fans, who saw him as more than just a performer. This pressure was compounded by the media scrutiny that followed his every move, adding to the stress and anxiety he experienced daily. Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, played a pivotal role in the relentless pace of his career. Parker's focus on maximizing Elvis' earning potential often led to grueling schedules with little regard for his health. The extensive touring, frequent performances, and the need to constantly be in the public eye left Elvis with little time to rest and recover. The physical demands of his performances were intense. Each show required a high level of energy and physical exertion, which became increasingly difficult as his health deteriorated. This unyielding commitment to his career, while admirable, exacerbated his health problems. Elvis also felt a deep sense of financial responsibility towards his family and those who depended on him. He had pulled his family out of poverty and felt an obligation to provide for them. This sense of duty extended to his entourage, who relied on him for their livelihoods. The need to support such a large group of people added to the pressure he felt to keep performing and generating income. The financial pressures were further compounded by Colonel Parker's management decisions. Parker's gambling debts and financial mismanagement placed additional burdens on Elvis, who felt compelled to continue working to cover these obligations. This created a cycle where Elvis was constantly on the road, performing to meet financial demands despite his declining health. The pressures of fame and the demands of his career also took a severe toll on Elvis's emotional and mental well-being. The constant public scrutiny and the need to maintain his public image left him with little privacy and personal space. This isolation was emotionally draining, contributing to feelings of loneliness and depression. Elvis's divorce from Priscilla Presley in 1973 added to his emotional strain. The breakdown of his marriage was a significant personal blow, and it further isolated him emotionally. He struggled to cope with the pain of the separation, and this emotional turmoil likely contributed to his increasing reliance on prescription drugs as a means of escape and coping. The pressure to perform and the physical pain from his ailments led Elvis to become increasingly dependent on prescription drugs. Initially used to manage pain and help him sleep, these medications became a crutch that he relied on more and more. The drugs provided temporary relief, but also created a cycle of dependency that was difficult to break. As his health worsened, his dependency on medication increased, creating a dangerous spiral. In summary, the impact of fame and pressure on Elvis Presley was profound and multifaceted. The burden of maintaining his iconic status, the relentless demands of his career, the financial pressures, and the emotional and mental strain all contributed to his health decline. Despite his immense talent and dedication, the pressures of fame ultimately took a significant toll on Elvis, leading to a tragic end to his remarkable life. Not only did the fame hurt him, but also his insane weight gain. Elvis Presley's weight gain in the later years of his life was a significant factor that contributed to his declining health and ultimately his death. This transformation, often sensationalized by the media, was the result of a complex interplay of factors, including physical ailments, emotional struggles, and a lifestyle that was increasingly dominated by unhealthy habits. In the early years of his career, Elvis was known for his slim, athletic physique, which complemented his dynamic stage presence and contributed to his widespread appeal. However, by the late 1960s and into the 1970s, Elvis began to gain weight, a change that did not go unnoticed by the public or the media. The reasons for this weight gain were multifaceted, rooted in both physical and psychological challenges. Elvis suffered from a number of chronic health problems that contributed to his weight gain. He had severe arthritis, which caused debilitating pain and limited his mobility. This condition made it difficult for him to maintain an active lifestyle, contributing to weight gain. Additionally, Elvis was plagued by gastrointestinal issues, including chronic constipation, which were exacerbated by his diet and use of prescription medications. The medications prescribed to manage his various ailments also played a significant role. Elvis was heavily reliant on a cocktail of drugs, including painkillers, sedatives, and other prescription medications. Many of these drugs had side effects that included weight gain and metabolic changes. His dependency on these medications increased over time, further contributing to his physical decline. Elvis's weight gain was also influenced by emotional and psychological factors. The pressures of fame, the demands of his career, and the constant public scrutiny took a significant toll on his mental health. Elvis struggled with anxiety and depression, conditions that were often exacerbated by his isolation and the emotional fallout from his divorce from Priscilla Presley in 1973. Food became a source of comfort for Elvis, a way to cope with the immense stress and emotional pain he was experiencing. His eating habits became increasingly unhealthy, characterized by a preference for high-calorie fatty foods. The legendary Elvis Presley sandwich, made with peanut butter, banana, and bacon, was just one example of the indulgent and calorie-laden foods he favored. Elvis's lifestyle and the environment in which he lived also contributed to his weight gain. As his health and energy levels declined, he became more reclusive, spending much of his time at Graceland. The lack of physical activity, combined with his unhealthy eating habits, created a perfect storm for significant weight gain. The people around Elvis, including his entourage and those who managed his career, often enabled his unhealthy habits. They were reluctant to confront him about his weight gain and health issues, either out of loyalty or fear of losing their place in his inner circle. This lack of intervention allowed his unhealthy behaviors to continue unchecked. By the mid-1970s, Elvis's weight had increased dramatically. He was often seen with a bloated appearance, and his once energetic performances became more labored and less frequent. The added weight put additional strain on his heart and other organs, exacerbating his existing health problems. Elvis's weight gain also had a profound impact on his self-esteem and mental health. He was acutely aware of the changes in his appearance and how they contrasted with the image that had made him a star. This awareness likely contributed to his depression and further fueled his reliance on food and drugs as coping mechanisms. In the final years of his life, Elvis's health continued to deteriorate. He experienced significant fluctuations in weight, and his overall physical condition worsened. He suffered from high blood pressure, liver damage, and other complications related to his weight and drug use. Despite these issues, he continued to perform, driven by a sense of duty to his fans and a need to support his entourage. The night before his death, Elvis reportedly binged on junk food, further illustrating the extent of his unhealthy relationship with food. On August 16, 1977, he was found unresponsive in the bathroom of his Graceland mansion. Attempts to revive him were unsuccessful, and he was pronounced dead at the age of 42. The official cause of death was a heart attack, but it was widely understood that his weight, drug use, and overall poor health were significant contributing factors. Elvis Presley's weight gain and its impact on his health serve as a stark reminder of the pressures and challenges that come with fame. His struggle with weight and health issues humanizes the larger-than-life icon and underscores the complex interplay between physical health, mental well-being, and lifestyle choices. Despite his untimely death, Elvis's legacy as a music legend endures, but his story also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unmanaged health issues and the heavy burden of fame. The final years of his life were marked by profound isolation, much of which centered around his bedroom at Graceland. This period of seclusion was a stark contrast to the vibrant and dynamic figure that the world knew and loved. Graceland, Elvis's Memphis mansion, was his sanctuary, a place where he could escape from the relentless pressures of fame. As his health declined and his personal troubles mounted, Elvis increasingly withdrew from public life, retreating into the confines of his home. This isolation was most evident in his tendency to stay in his bedroom for extended periods, often for days on end. Elvis's bedroom at Graceland became his refuge, a private space where he could find solace away from the eyes of the world. The room was heavily guarded, and few people were allowed entry, adding to the sense of seclusion. Here, Elvis surrounded himself with the things he loved: his records, books, and a television, often playing the news or his favorite shows. Several factors contributed to Elvis's self-imposed isolation. Physically, he was suffering from numerous health issues, including chronic pain from arthritis, gastrointestinal problems, and the debilitating effects of his drug dependency. These ailments made it difficult for him to maintain the energetic lifestyle he once led. The medications he took to manage his pain and other conditions often left him groggy and lethargic, further limiting his ability to engage with the outside world. Emotionally, Elvis was grappling with deep-seated issues of loneliness and depression. The pressures of maintaining his public image, the breakdown of his marriage to Priscilla, and the unrelenting scrutiny of the media all weighed heavily on him. His fame, which had once been a source of immense joy and fulfillment, had become a source of stress and alienation. The bedroom, therefore, became a place where he could escape from these pressures and find some semblance of peace. Within the confines of his bedroom, Elvis's lifestyle became increasingly insular. His erratic sleep schedule often had him awake at odd hours, and he would spend much of the night watching television or reading. His eating habits, too, reflected his deteriorating state. He would often binge on unhealthy foods, seeking comfort in the familiar tastes of Southern cuisine that reminded him of simpler times. The people who were closest to Elvis during this period, including his entourage known as the Memphis Mafia, enabled his seclusion. They were loyal to him and sought to protect him from the outside world, but in doing so, they also contributed to his isolation. They would bring him his meals, run errands on his behalf, and ensure that his privacy was maintained, further reducing his interaction with the outside world. The isolation took a significant toll on Elvis's mental health. Being confined to his bedroom, away from the public and the stage, led to feelings of loneliness and despair. The once vibrant performer, who thrived on the adoration of his fans, found himself alone, battling his demons in solitude. His sense of purpose diminished as he became more detached from the career that had defined his life. Despite the efforts of those around him to provide support, Elvis's isolation deepened. He became increasingly reliant on prescription drugs to cope with his emotional and physical pain, which only exacerbated his sense of detachment. The drugs, meant to alleviate his suffering, created a barrier between him and the reality of his situation, making it harder for him to confront his problems head-on. In the months leading up to his death, Elvis's isolation became even more pronounced. His appearances became sporadic, and when he did venture out, it was often under the cover of night to avoid public scrutiny. The bedroom, once a place of solace, had become a prison of sorts, a stark reminder of how far removed he had become from the world outside. On August 16, 1977, Elvis was found unresponsive in his bathroom, having suffered a heart attack. His passing at the age of 42 shocked the world and left a lasting impact on his fans. The king of rock and roll, who had once electrified audiences with his performances, had spent his final moments in isolation, far from the spotlight that had defined his career. Elvis Presley's isolation in his final years is a poignant chapter in his life story. It highlights the profound impact that fame, health issues, and personal struggles can have on an individual, even one as seemingly invincible as Elvis. His retreat into his bedroom at Graceland serves as a stark reminder of the human side of a legend, a man who, despite his immense success, grappled with loneliness and pain. This period of his life underscores the importance of mental health and the need for genuine human connection, lessons that resonate long after his passing. Such sad revelations, don't you think? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.